like, oh baby, tell me where you gone. Oh, baby, call me and just come home. None don't really matter. It don't matter. Long as I'm next to you and you next to me. None else don't matter. None else don't matter. Once I'm next to you and you next to me. I want my money right now. Just give me money right now. I want my money right now. Just give me money right now. They say invest, get your money in show. You bring 10,000, you must get more. Just give me money right now. Tell the hard man, I'm looking for him, he not answering.
Yes, and we're back. This is Real Talk with Anthony B. This is School, COVID, and Chocolate. Again, right now we are talking about schools and COVID in regards to the fact that we need a remote learning option. It is not that hard. It takes common sense and even sometimes for those critical thinking to actually see the fact that there is a outbreak in our schools when it comes to the numbers. We have the numbers are ridiculous right now. Like even looking at the last numbers, even I put out there, and y'all know that I'm dealing with music and I'm dealing with politics, and they seem to be one and the same at this point right now. And just trying to get these politicians to actually listen to the people, as much as it should not be painstaking. It seems like it is painstaking at the moment. But we're willing to take the fight to a whole new level to make sure that that we adhere to the needs of the teachers, of the students, of fellow parents, like myself, and many others out there. Our children's lives actually do matter. And we need to make sure that we push the envelope, push them to the point where they listen to us, because we are the majority. And the reason why we're allowed, because we're frustrated, we're tired, and we are fed up. And if we're going to talk about getting shit done, this is the way that we get it done. The last numbers that we looked at that was reported about, how many days ago? It was 2 days ago. There was 3,334 school COVID cases. That was teacher and staff. Matter of fact, no. This was actually the numbers from the 30th of December, because they were trying to not report the full numbers for this week. Let me see if I can find that for y'all real quick. We'll find these numbers for y'all real quick. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. So yesterday, the COVID numbers yesterday were 13,810 school COVID cases. That was staff and that was students. That was breakthrough cases and cases that were novel, like cases of those who are not vaccinated as well too. Okay. Now the DOE decided to hold, to hide the class closure rates, but COVID cases to date, since of yesterday, from the 13th of September to yesterday, was 75,263 cases of students and staff. Okay. Now you look at the fact that they could each transmit it up to 10 to 20 people each, depending on the setting that they're in. Now look what the numbers are. Projected numbers will be with that now. Then you're looking at the fact that the DOE decided that they want to hide the class closure cases yesterday, but still to date, the closures were 26,879 classes that were closed in our schools. Around 806,370 students and staff have been quarantined since September 13th of 2021. There are 1.1 million children in New York City public schools. Let's be very real about this. And we're not even looking at the numbers of the charter schools, the private schools, the yeshivas. Like, these are numbers that have not truly been reported full on. And I'm very interested in seeing what those numbers look like as well, too. If the public schools are this rampant, can you imagine what's going on with the other schools as well, too? Okay? Like I said, this is false narrative about our schools being safe. Our schools are not safe. Our children are not safe inside these schools, and we have to be very honest with ourselves about this. Okay? Doesn't matter how you would look as a politician, you need to look at the fact of what's needed for the safety and well-being of the children. Okay? Parents are out there right now have been keeping their kids out of school and have been targeted by ACS, and that's a no-no. Okay, I need a city council to get off of their behinds right now, especially the freshman class. And there's many of them I do not have issues with, but I need people to get up and stop being silent. Stop looking at favors from the mayor and the speaker and so forth, and get out there and represent the people who voted for you. Represent the people who hired you to work for them. And this goes for all politicians, no matter if you're the legislative or the executive branch, no matter if you're the mayor or the city council members, no matter if you're a state assembly member, a senator, or the governor. We need representation. Representation doesn't only classify those who look like us. Representation also classifies those who are supposed to represent us as the people, as the voters, as those who our tax dollars are paying your salary. Okay? Let's be very honest about this. COVID is here. It's not really here to stay because we can beat this. We just need the scientists to get off of their behinds instead of looking at ways to live with it, to looking at ways to stop it. But we also need our local, federal government to get off of their behinds and do their jobs, to make sure that we have the resources that are needed and the services that are needed, especially if we're going to do closures. And they keep on talking about, well, we don't have many people be left out if we close the schools when it comes to food insecurities, when it comes to electronic insecurities, when it comes to Wi-Fi, when it comes to access to learning. Then provide those. It is not hard. Let's make sure that we provide teachers and social workers who can communicate with these children, whether it be telecommunication or showing up at the house on a one-on-one 2 or 3 times a week, so that way they're not left out. Let's make sure that every student has a working laptop, not an iPad that sometimes they can't access or there's a block on it, but a working laptop. Let's make sure there's free Wi-Fi for these children. And there's many out there who say, oh, but it sounds like socialism. But know what? The Social Security that you get is socialism. The transportation system you get is socialism. Many things you get out there is socialism. So stop trying to down socialism and actually live with the reality of what is needed. Okay? Stop trying to divide things up between Democrats and Republicans. Let's talk about the fact of what's needed, which is common sense politics for the people. Because we are fed up and we are tired. Okay? These politicians need to stop listening to these xani-cocktail having Karens who want to keep our schools open just because they don't want to be around their children and they don't want to raise their children. These are the facts, and they're harsh facts, and that's the reality of it. I am not here to please. I am here to advocate. And in advocating, there are many who will not agree with what you state, same as in politics. But know what? The truth is the truth. Now, for you folks out there who are deniers of COVID, who are saying that we shouldn't wear masks, I'm going to pray for y'all because y'all got some serious deep down issues that need to be rooted out, okay? Masks keep us safe. COVID is real. I nearly died from COVID last year during the height of the pandemic. I can tell you how real it is. I have lost friends and family to COVID. I can tell you how real it is, okay? And there's many out there who have lost people to this to this virus. It is not a joke. It needs to be taken seriously, but at the same time, we need to make sure that our government is not discounting it and saying that people who are raising an alarm in it are, what's one of the terminologies I heard? They are bringing fear and fright. You know what? People have to be scared because y'all scared them into many of the things for them to be compliant. Now, let's truly scare them so that way they can stand up and basically make their voices heard, and so that way you can adhere to their demands. As simple as it is. I've sent out notices to many of these elected officials. I've tweeted, I've Facebooked, I've texted, I've called, I've emailed. So nobody can say they're not getting any notices from myself and many other advocates out there. Next is action. If they do not adhere to the demands, I call on all teachers. I call on all parents. I call on all workers to stage a 5-day to 7-day strike. Make the city feel it. If they only listen to the dollars, if they only listen to these corporations that keep getting richer as we the people keep getting poorer and are being displaced, then let's hit them in the pockets. Let's make them realize the city does not run if the people are not safe. Let's let them realize that the people are the ones that run and control the city. This is our city, these are our schools, these are our children, and these are our communities. And this is our politics. Again, this is Real Talk with Anthony B. We have about 8 minutes left of the show, so I'm going to throw on some music real quick for y'all. Let's get out there. Let's be active. You know, like I said, this is School COVID Chocolate. That's the title of today. As we're stressing out about the schools, we're stressing out about COVID, and as I indulge in my chocolate. Now, this next track right here is a new track that's coming out, Gates of Heaven.
The choir singing, my mama is praying for me to make it through. The world is spinning, the angels are guarding, the gates of heaven pray for me to come through. I'm going to the deep. Got fools who underestimate me.
Gates of Heaven right there by your boy, the one and only, yours truly, Anthony Beckford right there. So I just need y'all, like I said, to focus on what we need to do. We need to come up with a plan. We need to plan better in the city. Today truly should have been a day where they said, no, what, let's just go remote, you know, until Monday or even for the next 2 weeks. You know, like literally the people are not asking for much. You know, they're saying that they want to have remote for 2 weeks. Okay? For 2 weeks. And at least with those 2 weeks, we'll be able to assess things, come up with things properly. And if things cannot be assessed properly to where schools can truly be safe, then continue with remote. And then provide the resources and the services that are needed. Provide access to these things that are needed. And also provide a remote option so that way parents who want to keep their children safe can. And also provide a remote work option so that way those jobs that you have workers that are not essential, or even if they're essential but they can work from home, allow them to do so. Because as much as we are vaccinated, we are still getting sick. We have to understand the vaccine was created for certain for certain variants. It was not created for a Delta variant. It was not created for an Omicron variant. So let's be very real about that. And let's stop trying to kick and push back against everybody that's bringing out these facts. Yes, there are cases where it has minimized the amount of sickness or the time of sickness, but people are still getting sick. People are still being hospitalized. The ICUs are filling up. The pediatric care units are filling up. The emergency rooms are filling up. Let's be very real about this, and let's stop playing politics and profits with the lives of the people. Now I'm going to leave y'all out with a song here, Dark Words from DK. Stay blessed. Stay safe. This is Real Talk with Anthony B. Stay tuned for more.
Yeah. I like to introduce myself, you know.